In the previous program, we talked about Townsend saying goodbye to Lubo's bride, so why did he become the Sku family? He is alone. As a result, many children suddenly appeared this time and wanted to take the initiative to make Townsend's land, and he said that he was specially sent by Guanyin. For Townsend, investment is what blood work gives him. How good is it? Townsend was not the wind sculpture of the 5 Elements mountain that he went alone to pick up, but Lubo's relatives, serving him and going up to the mountains, so that Townsend could reach the extreme hall. Townsend is not as good as the one filmed in film and television dramas. So what is the impression that Townsend had when he saw him collecting a land for the first time? One of the impressions can be said to be ugly and relatable. He directly took the monkey, made the mouth firm and made the lively eyes of Jin, and faced the seafood on his head, and woven the woven lu, which was deep in the second middle. He also woven, with few hairs and more clear grass, and the Han dynasty had no worries but had no worries to kill. Each piece of meditation is a wolf's tail that is more than the lower Annie. The palms are thicker in stone. The eyes are opened and the snake is very powerful, and the body cannot move. In the past 500 years, I can be said to have eaten a bone. So in addition to the intuitive first impression, the second impression is, hey, it was introduced by the voice, with a background, and it is very enthusiastic about gold collection. The monkey stall, holding a singular voice but not killing, led the Buddha, went east to find the golden man, but I was in the ink-shaped and regular Buddhist teachings, protecting the golden man, and worshipping Buddha in the west, which is the most beneficial after the project. Therefore, the 6 leaves are clear and the ingredients are adjusted, just waiting for the master to save me and get away, and I will help you get gold and become your disciple. The soup layer can be said to be like a day, and I can say that I have written all the words. Impression 3, although this monkey looks ugly, it is very polite. But after the monkey came out of Wukong Mountain, he found the 3 burial horses. The one who ate the lingling was expensive, and the sound was reversed and he tried to overturn it. I came out. He was defeated by the 3 burial and stood up. He sang a big promise with my uncle. If the elder brother gave me my master, he became the elder brother. I was not in the mood to join the monkey grass. We have previously speculated that Lubo's biological brother is related to Sending Air, which is quite in line with the current status of Sending Air. The 4th impression is that this monkey has strong business ability and is very good at watching horses. After saying hello to Shua, he went to pack his luggage and flatter him. When the horse saw him, he had a soft waist and lifted the lock. He couldn't fight the battle to get into the gold. It turned out that it was because of that. It was originally the currency horse. In the sky, he saw that he raised dragon horses and there were some rules. Therefore, when he saw him, he was very scared. You see, the coin Mawan was not without receiving the goods when it was sold, but now it comes in handy. The 5th impression is that you give up for nothing, and you really look like a person in the teachings. When Sanzang saw his intention, he was really kind-hearted and really looked like a character in the killing sect. Tang semi-layer could feel that this sent-off air was very similar to a person in the sect, from the Dharma name to the behavioral test. It has to be said that Tang semi-layer's 6th sense is really very changeable. Isn't it that the one who studied in Zeratai Fangkunshan was the only way to follow the law? After sending the letter to the Tang dynasty, the first impression of the land of the exorcism was very satisfied. Apart from the point of hatred, there were basically no other shortcomings. So, what is Lu Bo's impression of sending you to the sky? When he saw Sun Xingzhe, he was determined to do it but turned around and sang a promise to Sanzang. Mr. Zhang, you have a good picture here, and you have washed the leftovers. This person has indeed gone, and I will sue him. If you use one word to see this sentence, it is a good word, but the character cannot be hidden, so Fong Fong is constantly exposed to each other's shortcomings. When you speak, there are people, there are rivers and lakes. If there are rivers and lakes, there will inevitably be struggles and contradictions. So what is the conflict between the Tang Lamb and the 2 who sent the sky to know the picture? What are the scattering words step by step? Although the first impression between Tang Layer and Shui Kongbi was quite satisfied, it was not difficult for us to see that Shui Kong was interested in raising sutras and wanted to set out on the westward journey immediately. Why did the Tang dynasty review the sutra? It was to make the director understand that he could copy his enemies in the underworld, and to send the sutra to him for his freedom and future. In short, at least not one of them has been so far, but it is really for Jinshu to be reborn for the sake of universal reproduction. In comparison, for his own sake, the Tang layer may have a more interest in raising the scriptures than the Tang layer. Now this position of the Jingsheng group has taken shape, but who is the real leader of the Jingsheng team? In the future, all the conflicts between the monkey and the Tang team were arising from this issue. From then on, the conflicts between the monkey and the Tang team began. In the previous article, we said that giving away air leaves a good first impression on the Tang layer, so what is the second impression? How could such a monkey who continues to leave trade, has culture, and has a bodhisattva as a loser become the beginning of a nightmare in the Tang dynasty. But after the Tang layer was sent, Zhao Tu killed a tiger with a blow, and the attack made the slap of the now Jiang Bongli at 10,000 red spots. The member of the tiger was Zhao Gun and was dismissed. Yang Ji was so angry. What's the day? Lu Taibao beat the blue monkey a few days ago and fought with him for half a day. Recently, he sent me a free throw and didn't have to fight for the order. He beat Qilan with a blow. It is precisely because the strong are stronger and thinner. The Tang layer was sent to the air and was not clear. He had already gained a new understanding of the air and, while temporarily exploring the essence of sending empty space, he also gained a sense of language that is not strong enough to be considered. But they said that after killing the tiger, they spent the night talking about it at Laochinto. Send Kong, he formed a tiger skin group, and when he set off from the city in Chiri, the gold-collecting team prepared 6 bandits. The 6 robbers are Seeing 11 Er and Ting Nu, 4 Xiao Ai, Snake Chang Su, Ji Jian Yu and Shen Ben Yu. These 6 names just correspond to what Hu Jiao said. Yang Er forced the snake to trade with 6 mouths. Wukong laughed and said, it turned out to be 6 Mao Ze, but you didn't recognize that I, a monk, was your master. When you come to the party road, bring out the real Mao Zedong for me. I will give you 7 gold points, so I will spare you. There is something to be said for sending Kong Kong, and sending Kong Kong is the master skill of these 6 mouths. But here comes the question, how come the classical Chinese language, which evokes joy, love, and thoughts and words, is so good that we come forward together and it is so rude that you are so rude and you don't have anything at all? It turns to us and we want to divide things. This thing makes sense. Oops, why don't these 6 people look like normal people? They still have 6 expressions about the same thing. Since Song Kong said that he was the master of these 6 mouths, how could these 6 mouths not recognize him? To know the truth of the matter, you have to study the outcome of the matter and who is the party being negotiated in the end. At this time, Shou Kong took it out for evaluation. The 6 people ran away and were sent to Kong. They turned around and were beaten to death one by one at close range. Their clothes were stripped off and their property was stripped off. Sending Kong got the property and clothes from these 6 mouths. Sending Kong can be said to be the biggest recipient. We talked about it. After Tang Song rescued Shuang Kong, he passed through 5 Elements Mountain. Shuang Kong first killed a tiger, then skinned a group of tiger skins, put the bowl in the house of Laochinto, and met Liu Zui the next day. The distance between Liu Zui and Wuxing Mountain is less than a day's journey, and it is also very close to the old Chen family who came into contact. Why did they attack the old Chen family but not the old Chen family? Therefore, we can boldly speculate that these 6 people have the ability to send Kong's only one tile, the Great Separation Technique, and the Dharma Book. In other words, judging from their names, they are also in line with Buddhist teachings and are not names that ordinary bandits can give. So why did Wukong arrange these 6 people? Why don't they know Wukong? In the following program, we will talk about the game for you.